name is Charlie and I am behind Disabled Daydreamer. Welcome back. I feel like I'm messing up the numbers. I know I just had to edit one that was incorrect. So welcome back to another day of Ehlers-Danlos Awareness Month, where I am following the prompts provided by the Ehlers-Danlos Society. They have a social media challenge and I will be responding to the prompts that they have on the given date. So today's prompt is symptoms that were overlooked. And so for me, I have been in some capacity chronically ill. I had a lot of childhood illness. A lot of doctors didn't really know what to do with me. I had a lot of allergy issues, which particularly stand out to me. I was receiving allergy shots. I had more than like a dozen food allergies. I couldn't eat like most of the things from the store. My mom had to provide every lunch. When like kids had like birthday parties, I wasn't allowed to eat the birthday party food, and that was just contributed to me being like having allergy issues. They also obviously noticed that I was bendy, and I was just talking about this on Threads as well. But my mom, I think, really liked and cherished the times, like taking like my sister to different sports things and things like that. And I think she just wanted something for us kids to do. We lived in a small town, but they did have gymnastics. And I wasn't very athletic. My sister was very athletic. She did like all of the sports. She liked basketball. She did everything. But I really wasn't ever super athletically inclined. I did volleyball for a time, but my mom's like, we went to like a parade or something, and they got a pamphlet or like some probably coupon to go take gymnastics lessons. Mom's like, oh, I have an idea. You're very bendy. You know who else is very bendy? Gymnasts. You know what you need to do? Get a sport. Gymnastics. And so I think they just thought that it was like a talent. And sure, I guess it was, but I think the gymnastics that I did definitely impacted my body long term. I would repeatedly injure myself, like not really breaking bones, but I would have things like kind of sit out of place, or I thought they were sprains, but I'm thinking now that they were probably like minor dislocations. But I would have like my foot wrapped up and I would still be expected to like be on the beam. And so I think I was just like repeatedly injuring myself. I primarily did I did vault and floor, and I flirted with the beam a little. I hated the bars. But I think a lot of that really did like impact me long term, and made the flexibility issue like almost unmanageable into like a point where I'm sure I will never bounce back. I was flexible before. I think I even increased flexibility, and even though it's been like 20 years since I've done gymnastics, maybe a little less than that, I am still highly flexible. I can still do the splits. I can still do all of the weird bendy things that you do in gymnastics. But I think at the time my mom was just excited, like, wow, my kid's got a talent and it's being bendy. I got you, gymnastics. And so I feel like that was overlooked, or a lot of my symptoms were overlooked that way. And again, I was sick a lot. Not all of it was related to Ehlers-Danlos syndrome specifically. I had a lot of times where I'd get, again, profusely ill. A lot of it was just been like, oh, they just have like really bad allergies. I don't know. But I would get so sick sometimes where I'd just like cyclically be sick and sick and sick to the point where my mom would have like no choice but to like take me to the emergency room in the middle of the night. And they would just kind of be like, One time I was kept because they found like elevated levels of something in like my liver. They're like, oh, something's failing or something. And then they figured out it wasn't that and like let me go. But I had like really weird run-ins with like medical things all the time, and never really got any like answers for a long time other than they're just growing, or they have really bad allergies, they have asthma. I was diagnosed with like several of those like smaller things, but really it was a much larger issue that was ignored. And I think, too, when you're younger and you're flexible and hypermobile, you're not experiencing like that pain bounce back that we do now. The joints are almost able to like absorb it, but over time, and then again repeatedly, like being able to like watch this friends, because I quickly realized like how cool my friends thought it was. It's like, you guys want to see me like pop my hip out and like put it behind my head? I would develop such powers that I would pop both my legs behind my head and be able to walk on my hands. And that's the point I got to in gymnastics. And it was not good for me. It was not good for me. And it was totally overlooked because I think they just thought it was weird or quirky or fun or something. I don't know. But I think even like the core factor of the hypermobility was overlooked, especially when you're pairing the hypermobility with all of the different stomach issues. Again, I have been autistic also my entire life, which is also related. There's so many things, right? And a lot of it, again, was just repeatedly put on the allergies, and simply just allergies, not looking any further into things like NCAS or anything like that, just allergies. And then like I was on like even like experimental medications that I don't even think they give anymore. Do they give food drops anymore? I don't even think those did anything, to be totally real with you. But I was like on things like that, and my mom would have to give them to me before everything I ate because I continually get super sick. If you grew up with allergies in the mid-thousands, did you get allergy drops? I do not see those even like mentioned by anyone anymore, but maybe it's just like niche weird things. But yeah. And then I obviously had chronic pain, but again, I think it was more or less like, oh, you're young, you know, where's it at? Oh, it's like right there. That's your bones are growing and it does hurt. I'm so sorry. And it's like, now I've been the same height since I was like 11, 12. And like until I was like in my 20s, it was still like, it's maybe you're just growing, maybe you're growing. And I'm like, and it would increasingly get worse. I'm like, I don't think so. I haven't grown in over a decade, like, you know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys for tomorrow's prompt. Some of these are going kind of like off the rails, and I apologize for that. I'm just kind of enjoying myself and not making it a super structured and like a hecticana thing. That was my door. It scared me. Trying to keep it more structured and less hectic. And what am I saying? Anyway, we're signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. That threw me off entirely, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know.